Assalamu alaikum. 1 p.m. This is Bangladesh Betar. The news read by Muhammad Shahrear Talukder. Awami League General Secretary and Road, Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir has said BNP Jamaat wants to do politics of corps centering the quota movement. He said this at a view exchange meeting with the Awami League leaders of Dhaka District and Dhaka City North and South at Tezgao in the capital today. Obaidul Qadir said, through the conspiracy and provocation of BNP Jamaat, the Chhatru Dol and Chhatru Shivir created violence across the country, especially in Dhaka. The Awami League General Secretary said now the movement on quota is not the movement of general students. The terrorist group BNP Jamaat, Chhatru Dol, Chhatru Shivir wants to turn the movement into a movement of overthrowing the government. All the public and private universities along with all affiliated medical, textile, engineering and other colleges across the country will remain closed until further notice. The University Grant Commission UGC made the announcement in a statement last night. Considering the safety of the students, UGC also directed the university authorities to vacate the residential halls. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry has announced that all the educational institutions of the country will remain closed till further notice. The ministry disclosed this in a notification yesterday considering the safety of the students. Meanwhile, the government has postponed the Higher Secondary Certificate HSC and its equivalent examinations of all boards scheduled to be held tomorrow. However, the ACC examinations on July 21st will be held as per pre-announced schedule. Bangladesh Inter-Education Board Coordination Committee informed this in a notification yesterday. Fresh date of the postponed exams will be announced later on, it added. The Holy Ashura, commemorating the martyrdom of Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, grandson of Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is being observed in the country today with a due religious solemnity. The 10th Muharram in Hijri calendar is known as the Holy Ashura. It is regarded as the day of Karbala, a mourning and heartbreaking event which has a special religious significance of the Muslim community across the globe. Muslims across the world recall the sacrifice of Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, along with his family members and 72 followers, who embraced martyrdom in 1680 AD in the desert of Karbala on the banks of the Euphrates River in Iraq while fighting for truth and justice against the Yazid forces. Their self-sacrifice at Karbala plains to uphold the great ideals of Islam is a shining example in the history of humanity. President Mohammad Shahbuddin and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina have given separate messages on the occasion, paying deep respect to the martyrs of Karbala. Meanwhile, a Tazia procession was brought out from Husseini Dalan of the capital this morning. Besides, special prayers and discussions are being held at mosques and other places of the country, highlighting the significance of Holy Ashura. Bangladesh Betar, Bangladesh Television, and other private radio stations and TV channels are airing special programs on the occasion. The daily newspapers published special write-ups highlighting the significance of the day. At least 8 Pakistani soldiers have been killed in an attack after suicide bombers rammed a vehicle loaded with explosives into a perimeter wall at a military base. Rebels attacked the army outpost in Banu on the border with the tribal area of North Waziristan. In a statement yesterday, the military said soldiers killed all 10 assailants involved in the assault. French President Emmanuel Macron has accepted the resignation of Prime Minister Gabriel Attal's government following their centrist party's defeat in parliamentary elections. However, Mr. Attal and his ministers will continue to deal with day-to-day business as a caretaker government. A left-wing alliance that won the 7th July election has so far been unable to agree on a potential candidate to replace him. Cricket. And New Zealand women's team will take on host England in 5th and last T20 match at Lord's today. The match is scheduled to start at 11 p.m. Bangladesh time. England women's team have already clinched the series by 4-0. Finally, weather and forecast valid till 6 this evening says there is no inland river port warning and no signal is to be hoisted. And that's the end of the news. Our next bulletin will be at 2 this afternoon in Bangla.